Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex or Nuzz here, and welcome to my ultimate bank organization guide. I tried to do a guide like this in the past when I just started YouTube, but it wasn't that great, to be honest, and I think I could do it a lot better. So I think this video should really help a ton of people, and I've gotten a lot of requests in the past 12 months for this guide. So we're going to go through this and go through a bunch of stuff to keep your bank organized. Also, other than organization, stuff to save you a lot of space, lay out your bank optimally, some different items and things you can unlock to make your bank a nicer organized place. Because how your bank is laid out in RuneScape can be very important to a lot of people, as I feel like a clean bank has me more motivated to play, almost like how a clean room or apartment can make you more motivated in real life and just feel better all around. So if you like progressing your account, making more money, getting better at PVM, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another video, and let's get into this guide. Alright, so first we're going to just go over the basics, which is stuff like bank tabs. So bank tabs can be created by dragging items to the plus button at the top of your bank, which will create a separate bank tab, and then you can actually theme this bank tab to whatever you want to go there. For instance, you can make it a potion tab for all your potions. You can also right-click the tab itself and name it whatever you want, and also give it a custom picture, which a lot of people don't know if you don't like the item that's currently the placeholder. For instance, you can name it Treasure Trails like I did, and then choose a picture of a clue scroll to be your tab item. Bank tabs are essential for keeping a clean and organized bank, and another thing that's essential is placeholders. So placeholders can actually be toggled by clicking the placeholders button, which is a picture of a cake and is in the bottom right corner of the bank. So what this does is it allows you, so when you take out an item, there will be a placeholder in its place, so now your items will go back exactly where you want them to. This is also a simple but key thing to keep a clean bank. You can do things like delete a specific placeholder by right-clicking it, or you can delete all your placeholders by right-clicking the placeholder icon and clicking delete all placeholders. So this next concept is very important for keeping a bank organized, which is bank space. Now I really wanted to touch on this in this video because more bank space just makes it easier to keep your bank organized. So you can increase your bank space in a variety of different ways. So the first way is simple. If you become a member, you get 500 more bank spaces, which is absolutely huge, of course, but most of you probably have this. You can also get 20 more by registering your email, which again, most of you probably have. Other ways you can get bank space is by purchasing Premier Club membership, which will get you 100 more bank spaces. And then also what you can do is you can buy bank boosters from Solomon's store. Now these boosters will give you 50 spaces for each one, and they'll cost you 420 rune coins each. Now you can get each bank booster for 2 bonds worth of rune coins, so each additional 50 spaces in your bank is gonna end up costing you around 88 million GP to unlock if you pay for these with bonds. Of course, you can wait because sometimes these bank boosters go in sale in the store and will cost you less rune coins, but in total, if you want to unlock all the bank boosters, it's going to cost you around 800 million GP, which is quite a bit if you're paying for this in bonds. So speaking of bank space, this is something I really wanted to cover in this video that I think can be helpful to a lot of people, and it's different items and unlocks that can save yourself a lot of bank space in RuneScape 3. So we have the normal gem bag, which I'm going to link all these in the description so you can see how to unlock them, but this gem bag can of course store normal gems. If you keep your loot in your bank or just have a few gems laying around, this might be useful to store some of them. Now something even more useful I feel is the spirit gem bag, which can actually hold all of the spirit gems you get from treasure hunter or mob drops. You can get the Kara's Clue Carrier as well, which is an item that can store all your sealed clue scrolls and your caskets, so it can potentially save you up to 10 bank spaces if you normally have a bunch of clues in your bank. Then we have the Seed Bag from Croesus, which is a newer item, but it can store up to 40 types of seeds, which if you farm a lot can be huge for saving you space. You can also use the costume room in your house to store a bunch of different items. You can get a steel keyring to hold all your different types of keys. Maybe you have keys from quests or things like that that you don't want to get rid of. Something else useful is putting things in your tool belt. So if you have things that you can put in your tool belt that you don't want to keep in your bank, just normal tools, molds, stuff like that, you'd be surprised how much stuff you can actually put put in your tool belt. There's even things like Bone Crusher, Seedicide, Charming Imp, Herbicide, Advanced Gold Accumulator, all these things you can actually put in your tool belt, which will require you some Slayer points to do for some of these higher tier things, but there's a lot of ways using the tool belt can save you bank space. Something else you can do is at Maze Quest Caravan, there is actually a chest that holds a bunch of your quest items, so if you destroy a quest item, a lot of them can go here, then you can retrieve them and not have to have them cluttering up your bank, so this is a really nice thing to be aware of. These are all great ways you can save space and keep your bank cleaner. Something else that you can actually do that is really important is store things using Diango, Maze Quest Caravan, and a ton of different places really easily. If you look at the bottom of your screen, there is a filters button that you can switch to. So you want to switch to the clean up filter. This filter allows you to see a bunch of items that you can potentially store elsewhere and clean up to save a bunch of bank space. You can see what items I can store in the Maze Quest Caravan. You can also see the items I can store with Diango, like skill outfits and holiday items. Now, as you can see, there's just a left click destroy option, and these items will go straight to Diango because when you destroy them, that's where they go. And you can get them back pretty easily by clicking the Diango icon at the bottom of the screen. It will also warn you for most items if you're going to destroy something that is going to cost you money to reclaim, like Lucky Chaotix will go into a broken state, so it warns you there. But make sure you check before you destroy an item that it's something that's not going to cost you money to reclaim. Now, something else that you can do to tune your bank exactly how you like is go to the edit layout mode in the options menu and then check off the bank box. This will make it so you can resize your bank, make it bigger, smaller, this way. So if you'd like your bank to be very long sideways, you can do that. If you want your bank to be longer horizontally, you can also do that. If you want it somewhere in the middle, of course, you can make it exactly how you like. You can also right click the first tab in your bank, and by clicking this, you can change the position of your tabs. So if you'd like your bank tabs going down the sides of your bank, you can switch it to that. If you'd like them going across the top of the bank, you can also toggle that to have it exactly how you'd like. Using the bank filters again, you can swap to by equipment slot, sorting by clicking the worn equipment. This can give you a really nice view on exactly what items you have for each slot for combat. So you can see like weapons, you can see all your pocket slot items in one spot, helmets, capes, all in one place. And that can give you like a nice feeling of what gear you currently have for each slot. It can help you sort. You can also sort this by placeholder mode as well. And it'll show you all the current placeholders that you have that don't have an item in them. This is great for finding old placeholders that were hidden that you really aren't using anymore, and it makes it easy to remove them all and clear you up some space. Now, when it comes to actually cleaning and organizing your bank, a lot of it is really preference, but I'll talk about how I like to do it. So of course, first, you'll want to use all the things I mentioned and showed in this video to make sure that you get rid of your unused items, you clear bank space, clutter, and get rid of all of that junk. You probably have a lot of tradable junk that you can take out and note and sell and make actually a little bit of extra cash. I honestly am always surprised when I clean my bank how many things I find that can actually make me some decent money that I totally forget was even in my bank. This is the biggest part, which is cleaning your bank. Once you get it cleaned, then you can organize, but you want to get all those unused items out and save as much space as you can and get all your old placeholders gone, and now it's actually time to organize the bank. Now, organization depends entirely on your playstyle. Everyone is totally different. But for me, I mostly do PVM, so as you can probably see, my tabs are very PVM oriented. So for instance, I have a potions tab, and this is a tab that most people might have, and I keep my main consumables. I keep my food, my prayer, my summoning familiars, you know, the summoning scrolls, some ammo, things like that. The main things that I use to PVM, the tab that I can go to easily to check on my PVM supplies if I need to take out specific things, and it's one of the main tabs that I use. Then what I personally like to do is keep an odd dose potion tab. This type of tab will have a ton of odd dose potions that I'll basically not look at and forget about. So all the odd dose potions will go into this tab, I'll ignore them, they won't clutter up any of my other areas of my bank, and then I can go to this tab every once in a while to decant the odd dose potions that I need and continue PVMing. Now of course you can make it your main tab with all the odd dose potions and everything in there, but I just prefer this way. Now probably one of the most used and important tabs is the gear tab. Now this is a tab where all your gear is stored. Now for me, when I do this tab, I like to have it based kind of on style and setups to kind of lay it out to make it look nice. So having like melee armor and equipment in one area, and then in the next area having ranged, and then I usually put all my jewelry together and things like that. I also have a tab that I store most of my treasure hunter items and untradeable things that I don't use a lot, but I do want to keep them and don't want to get rid of them. So you can condense this stuff even more by getting some of the items that I mentioned earlier using your tool belt. And yeah, those are the kind of core tabs for PVM. Now a lot of people have tabs for what they're doing at the time. Tabs can constantly change. So of course there's loot tabs that people have for, you know, keeping all their loot so they can sell it at one point or another. People have tabs for if they're doing clue scrolls. You may have a tab if you're grinding out a certain skill like archaeology. I know there's a ton of archaeology relics, and archaeology can actually fill up a lot of your bank. So people have tabs for that. Basically, you just want to cater this to what you're currently doing at the time. But now that you know all the little tips and tricks, the main thing about creating and organizing your bank is to make it what fits you. For me, personally, I have a bigger screen. I like my bank to be a bit bigger. It really just depends person by person how they want their bank to look. Don't think you have to do it one right way. There's not a right way to organize your bank per se. It's more about finding something that fits you and makes the game more fun to you. So I hope this video helped you out, helped you save some bank space, maybe find some new features about the bank you didn't know, and basically get the bank that you always wanted. If it did, make sure to leave a like and comment and tell me if you use this guide to clean your bank and how your bank's looking. What things did you not know about that you found out in this video? If you know any other tips that you think can help people to clean their bank and keep it more organized, of course, leave that below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.